Entire ecosystems are collapsing.
Oh, it's that time again, everybody. Dex's bull panel is here. We've got everybody in the house. Cramerica's got a new microphone. He sounds amazing.
Hey, everybody.
I'm pretty much attracted to you at this point based on your voice. And who doesn't love Kramer? So we've got Cramerica. We've got our man, Will.
Good evening.
And he's got some Palladium stuff he wants to talk about. Palladium had an interesting day. And, of course, main man, the boss, my dude, Dex the Algo Capitalist. How are you this fine evening, my man?
What up, people? It's good to have the brethren back online with us.
Yeah. Yeah, man. All right. So let's jump right into it. We've got a couple charts. First off, Will wanted to talk a little bit about this one right here. We've got Palladium up. And as you can see, it's had a bad few days.
Well, obviously, you look at the chart. It's very scary. It looks scary, okay? But the thing is, if you check out the top 5 bowling dealers in the States, okay, the Palladium price is still at 3,000.
Wow.
And it hasn't even moved. So the point is, the paper price, they can smash it all they want, but it's unreal. But if you want access to the real metals, it hasn't changed. The price is still up compared to last week or compared to 2 weeks ago or even prior to the so-called Russian attack. Okay? So basically it's this. It's bullish. You can ignore what they're doing out there. Keep your powder dry. I think we should buy those metals regardless.
It's incredible how metals haven't all just shot through the roof with all of this going on. I mean, the manipulation is so massive.
And they're very desperate. You can see it. They smashed it 15%. But the thing is, the bowling prices hasn't even moved today.
Yeah, wow. Crazy. All right, we're moving on to Bitcoin. Cramerica, what are you thinking about Bitcoin these days?
Well, Bitcoin is just consolidating right around that 38,000 zone, 40,000 zone, and it's getting really tight and really choppy. So I'm expecting, and that's what Bitcoin always does right before a big move. So we're looking at either a break up or a breakdown coming soon. If you switch to the weekly chart, it looks pretty good, actually. We're in an uptrend channel. We got the SAR below us, and we're still inside the Kumo cloud with room to move up, and a couple really good-looking bullish pointers as well on the weekly. So my bias is towards the upside, but it's to be seen what happens, especially since we have the FOMC stuff coming up this week and all the nonsense happening overseas. So anything could really happen, but it just looks like it's getting tighter and tighter, ready to pop.
Indeed. Don't you love when you change the time frame and all of a sudden it looks better?
Yeah.
It's always such a joy. All I had to do was change the time frame. So before we move on, actually, as we move on, first, thanks, IT, our friend. I can't remember exactly who that is, but I know them in real life from the room. So thanks very much for the whatever they call those super chats. And they wanted to take a look at LTC. I think is that Cramerica's mic or is that Dex's mic that's going crazy on us?
Not sure.
All right, we're okay right now. Anyway, IT asked for Litecoin, so I've got it up here, Dex. If you want to take a
okay.
I wasn't sure. I thought it was a lady. I'm not kidding. I thought it was one of the ladies. So our man asked for Litecoin, and thanks for the gift. Here it is, Dex. What do you think, man?
Yeah, unfortunately, right now, this one is in a pullback status. Just looking at the chart here. One thing to keep in mind as we move forward with the cryptos in general is that they're going to take their cues from Bitcoin, pretty much as goes Bitcoin, as goes the altcoins. But just coming into it, just from today, just even going off of what we have on there with the on the dashboard, you'll notice that this market is still in a bear market on the daily chart, right? But you're getting some correcting bullishness in there. So for tonight going into tomorrow's trading, you do have a possible long entry on the Litecoin. So keep that in mind as well. Possible long entry on your Litecoin. We'll be watching that over the next day or so. And right now is you hope that you get enough momentum to change this bearish overall stance. You got a lot of ground to recover, a lot of ground to make up for. So let's just hope the market will have it in it to do it. I mean, you've fallen from $163. That's a long way to fall to where it is currently. So you got a lot to make up for, and hopefully the market will be able to do it. You just ride it until you can't, and then get ready to reverse if the market relocks in on this downtrend. You got a lot of headway over top right now. You are below pretty much every consensus. The downtrend channel is just still intact. You're just moving sideways with a bearish bias moving forward for the 3 to 5 day outlook.
Cool. Anything else you want to look at tonight, Dex?
Well, first and foremost, it is important to note that this is FOMC week. So
Right.
I don't expect the markets to do too much until Wednesday when the Fed makes the announcement. They're almost trying to arm twist the Fed into raising interest rates. And what they hope to accomplish with that is to boost market sentiment. Because right now, market sentiment is overall negative. And they've been told, and the talking heads have been saying for the longest time that, the economy is strong. And not only is the economy strong, but the job market is strong. That's all you've been hearing. You haven't been hearing anything else except for that. So they have to play ball. They have to pretend that is the case. And the only way to get the people to buy it is to go ahead and raise those rates. Because if you say the economy is strong, and if you say the job market is strong, then it should be okay to raise rates because they've been historically artificially made to be lower. So technically speaking, it should be able to survive this. But you and I both know if the Fed lowers the rates, if he raises rates, it's a pretty much death knell to the market. So they're back against a corner right now, and the people know it. So what do? Well, you have to go along. So at some point they are going to raise the rates, and they're going to do it a quarter basis point at a time. Anything more radical than a 0.25 basis point is going to cripple and just destroy any hope of recovery in this economy, and they know it. So that's where we are right now. I see your hand up there. You wanted to see IAC. All right, this is on the NASDAQ, and as you can see here, IAC on the daily chart, you got increasing downward momentum. You keep hitting new weekly lows. As you can see here, you're below overhead trend line resistance. You're below the Kumo cloud. And right now, you're just in free fall. You've fallen over the edge. You've fallen outside of the cloud. And the bearish market has relocked into the downside. No telling where this thing might go. But it is looking mad bearish right now. How far will it drop? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But as of right now, it is not looking good. Not looking good at all. And I see you wanted to look at USO. That is the United States Oil ETF. USO is akin to UCO and OIH. Those markets tend to pretty much move in unison. They try to track the crude oil futures market. USO, this is this one right here. You see here in the daily chart, the market did hit a new weekly high, right? On this weekly chart. And then so far, this is where we are this week. You got a continuation to the downside. So I think the trend line support is in play on this one. That's around the $55 mark. That has the potential to go down to that mark. On the flip, when you flip it to the daily chart, you see right now we got a crash alert warning for this one for tomorrow's trading, and we're looking at around the $65-ish mark for the initial target. So that's what we're looking at right now on this one. And I do see you have some gaps. So the first gap that really needs to be reconciled is the one from February the 28th on USO. So yeah, I see that. I see the market coming down to test that. So on your dashboard, you should see that that secondary crash alert, and just follow the instructions on that to see if the tomorrow's market will be met. Okay, I see you with UUP. For those that don't know, UUP is the US dollar index ETF. So if you are thinking of the dollar is going to continue to rally, this is the one you want to play. Okay. Hardly anyone does anything in the dollar futures anymore after ICE started acting crazy with their exchange. So most people just go to the UUP. It is a pretty liquid asset for the most part. All right, so this ETF, you see we're gaining that upside momentum. It's following, it's tracking with the dollar index futures, and I think it's on tap right now. I think they want to try to take this thing north of $30. We'll see if they can do it. This weekly chart, you see that upward trajectory. You see the increasing bullishness, but then you flip it over to the daily chart, and it looks a little something like this. So you topped out, you gapped up on March the 4th. The market finally came down to correct it, but it overshot the gap down on the 9th of March. And then you rallied up since then, and now we have a crash alert for tomorrow's trading in the UUP. So this is a little bit tricky. It's sometimes, as you know, when you're trading equities, it's hard to short them. Your broker may not allow it, or they can't source it, or whatever. So you may want to try the inverse ETF. The ticker is UDN. So Umbrella, David, Nancy is the inverse ETF for the UUP dollar ETF. Pull that up on the dashboard and follow those instructions. If tomorrow's intraday price inflection point analysis is met, then that should be a trade that you can get involved in for the next 3 to 5 days. And this should come down to around that $25.90-ish level. That's the initial target for this. This one doesn't move a whole lot. You don't see a lot of elongated bars. These are, very short, stubby bars. Not a whole lot of movement. Some days you do get it, but for the most part, you'll see this one doesn't really have those big, long moves. But it has gaps. It gaps up and down like just about any other stock. So yeah, that's what you got on this one.
All right, cool. All right, last question, then we're out of time for tonight from our dude, Ars Kicker. Will we get the Greenspan steps like we did in 2005?
You know what? I've been thinking about it. Actually, I was going back further to 2000. March 2000 is when Greenspan played around with the interest rates in between meetings without warning and shocked the market. And he did it multiple times. Yes. I will never forget it. March of 2000. It was on a week when I think the Dow had dropped 700 points. And I remember I was in the doctor's office, and I told the orthopedic surgeon, I said, "Did you just hear what happened?" And he immediately leaped out of his chair from his office and where he was at, and ran and got on the phone and slammed the door and locked it and called his broker. And he was in there for I don't know how long. Yeah, man. That was back before the internet, before you had online trading where you had to have a phone and call your broker, and hopefully you wouldn't be put on hold for 45 minutes. Yeah, that's how you used to trade back in the day, folks. So, yeah, we might, man. I think you might be on to something with 05, with anything 2000, 2005-ish. Yeah, absolutely.
Crazy. All right, cool. Hey, folks, head over to pulsewavetrading.com. We've got 3 great membership options for you and some cool stuff coming as soon as tomorrow. So also, those of you who are Pulse Waivers, check out the new video blog. You'll only see that if you're logged in as a member. And we've got a bunch of content, some of it exclusive, hasn't gone to YouTube. In fact, there's like 4 videos there that haven't gone to YouTube. So check those out. Those are just for you on the new video blog because we love you. All right. Thanks, everybody. We are over and we are out. Thanks, fellas. Great
Peace.
tonight. Peace.